Hello and welcome to episode 31 of the Sunday League Pundit Show. We have a special guest this week who is willing to be on camera, Tin Ribs.
Fuck off.
So, how have we got a Jim Jam, the Snapman stat, to start us off?
Southampton in the Premier League.
That's a great start.
That's a great stat.
Knew that was coming.
So, how do you feel about that, Tim Ribs?
I've kind of been waiting all week for it. I knew. Everyone will tell you. Everyone will tell you I've been the one saying, how the fuck are Southampton not favourites? They beat us twice. It was just, I don't know.
We just weren't favourites.
And we don't win in London. I saw a shocking stat, like in our last 26 games in London, we've won 2.
That is pretty shocking, actually.
Yeah. So,
That is
with
quite
our
bad.
record of doing shit in London and losing to Southampton twice, we were favourites. Oh, and also the stat of third place never win the playoffs.
Wow. Right. Played music. Hello and welcome to episode 31. Joining us this week we have Jovan, who has for whatever reason agreed to join us this week because we spend our entire life on this podcast slagging Liverpool off to the hill.
I know
We
the
all
answer.
hate them.
I know the answer.
So we now have a Liverpool fan to give the other side of the story.
But I know why he chose to come on. I've watched him play football. He headers the ball that much, he clearly has brain damage.
He does do the ball a lot.
Yeah, we played
So-
Friday. Yesterday, my head was banging after Friday. I headed the ball a lot, but yeah. That's
Exactly,
fair enough.
brain damage.
Yeah. Plus,
I've
I'm
got-
here.
I've got 2 questions I want to ask you actually.
Go for it.
The first one is how do you feel about the managerial change? And the second one is how do you feel about your season?
Wow, it hit me with 2 difficult questions to start
It's got to
off.
be done straight away, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A podcast novice. Obviously, it's sad Klopp leaving. Watch the final game. He's been unbelievable for 9 years. How to put it into words? It's emotional. And with Arnie Slot coming in, he's going to slot right in. And hopefully hit the ground running. He's got a good team, a good squad. Yeah, see how it goes.
Do you think they're all going to stay? There's talk of Salah leaving straight away.
So-
Allison said that if Klopp left, he'd leave. Do you
Yeah.
think he'll leave?
No, I don't think he'll leave. I thought Salah was going to leave, but I don't know. I've had a change of heart.
On the Alisson thing, right, I've got a question. Especially as you've been a Liverpool fan, I'm interested on this one. Who do you think is better? Alisson or... I forgot his name.
Edison.
No, the subkeeper.
Kelleher.
Oh, Kelleher.
Oh, obviously Allison.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Kelleher was superb. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Alisson
If
was
it
out. He
comes
was
to a choice
brilliant.
between the two, for me, I'm fucking Alisson off.
But what's your opinion? What's your verdict? What brings you to that decision?
He seemed more reliable because Alisson is so available for clangers. I've watched that guy for years. I watched him at Roma. It's shocking. I think he's overrated. I think he's decent and he's great with his feet, but the amount of clangers I've seen him do is worrying. And when you've got a keeper who seems to be more reliable, consistent, and younger, that for me keeps me. I would keep him. He's leaving for first team football. But when you've got, what is Alisson, 32, 33?
Keepers can go till they're in
Yeah,
their 40s though, can't they?
Yeah, but if
really?
you've
Yeah.
got a 26, 27-year-old who's more reliable, I'd be tempted to keep the young lad. You potentially got a longer future with him.
Maybe.
I believe Keller is the best number 2 in football. Ortega's close. He's
I
good.
was- He won the game against Tottenham, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think we've got the best number 2 in football, but that's because I'm number 1 shit.
Yeah.
So-
No, that's my thinking on it. I think he's a fantastic keeper, and he's openly stated that if he's not going to get first team football at Liverpool, he wants to go. Now Alisson's going, if Klopp goes, I'm going to go. So
Yeah, I don't know. Cards close to the chest. It's a new manager coming in. If he goes, I'll be gutted. Absolutely gutted. Salah, if he goes, he had a great career at Liverpool. So get a payday in Saudi.
Hasn't he had a hamstring injury as well?
He had a little hamstring injury.
They're hard to come back from when you're 32, 33.
Yeah.
When he come back from the AFCON, I think he got the injury in AFCON, and he missed 9 games, I believe. It wasn't the same when he came back.
He wasn't, really wasn't.
Towards the end of the
But
season.
you've had the best of him.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely
I'd
had the
sell
best
him.
of I
I'd
would.
cash in while you
100%.
can, because
Yeah, definitely.
point proven end of the season, he wasn't
He wasn't at the
world
races.
class. He was not world class
I agree.
like he was.
No, I
Last season he was world class,
Mhm.
and now this season
He's definitely struggled more.
cash in.
Certainly towards the end of the season, struggled a lot more.
100%.
He wasn't even getting into the position where he was getting the chances. It's not like he was missing them. He wasn't getting them.
No,
So, yeah, I think I'd sell him as well, if I'm honest.
I agree.
So you're still sticking, you'd stay with Alisson?
Alisson, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Just
I
because.
mean, if I was slot coming into Liverpool, I'd move heaven and earth to try and keep Alisson as well. I'll be honest, I really would.
Yeah.
I'd want to keep both of them.
Yeah, but you've got...
It's
it's
really
not gonna
hard.
struggle.
not going to happen. It's one or the other.
We'll see.
I mean,
We'll see.
supporting a team that has got a shit number one, I'd give anything to have Alisson
Well,
in there and be complaining about
The main
his
reason
clangers.
the main reason I was asking is I've heard that SARS wants to go from Wolves, and he is their number one target. He's Wolves' number one target for goalkeeper.
Alisson.
No,
McKellar.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know,
obviously-
to be honest. I
and
think
again,
he's a great goalkeeper.
first team football. I think
Great goalkeeper.
I think he's gone.
It's good. Second question you asked. Our season? How do I value that? Good season. If you said to a Liverpool fan at the start of the season you're going to finish third, Champions League football, Carabao Cup, would have been your hand
Hang on,
straight off.
just a quick question. Last year when Man United won the Carabao Cup, it was a tin pot cup that no one gave a shit about.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Listen.
Are you sure?
Let me justify it. Last season we finished 5th, right? Scraped 5th. Just about got Europa League. We rebuilt. Brand new midfield. Got rid of Fabinho, Henderson. We had to rebuild. It was going to take a couple of seasons, but it didn't. We didn't even play massively well last season. We won games we shouldn't have won. We came from behind a stupid amount of times. So to get third and a Carabao Cup, I think it's
I
decent.
agree with that.
I don't dispute the third place. I think that's
To be honest,
yeah.
even after the season we had, I'd take Carabao Cup in third.
Yeah.
Because we've won nothing for years. Well, 2020. It's not that long ago, I suppose, but it's still 4 years ago. So, yeah, I'd take a trophy as well. So I don't blame him for being quite happy with it. I know a lot of Liverpool fans are not, because they just expect to win the league every year, but it's just not going to happen, is it?
We're never really in the race, really. But I'll throw a question back to you. If you, with United's winning the FA Cup and their 8th place finish, did they have a more successful season than Arsenal?
Yes.
That was a very easy question to answer then. I thought it was
Got
going to be more of a debate.
He loves the FA Cup as well.
FA
It's
Cup's
his
my
favourite.
trophy.
Yeah.
I love the FA Cup.
Okay, let's throw this one out there. Over the last 2 years, have United had 2 more successful seasons? Yeah, last year they had the
Yeah, because they
Carabao
won
Cup.
last year. We didn't.
Yeah, it's very cynical. But you played better, just not won.
We played good football,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean anything.
No, it means fuck all. You can be the
It's-
best team on the pitch
Yeah.
and still lose.
Like
Ian
Leeds.
Wright in his interview said, okay, so I've been leading goal scorer for Arsenal for so many years, but if I hadn't won trophies, they wouldn't mean anything. And I'm with him 100%.
Yeah,
That's
I
true.
Yeah.
We've won more games than we've won before in the Premier League.
Yeah.
And we've scored more goals than we've ever scored in the Premier League. And what does it mean? It means we're in the Champions League.
You were the first loser,
They're in the Champions League.
Yeah.
They've won a trophy.
but you were the first loser.
Yeah,
Second place. First
exactly.
loser.
They're the second loser, but they've got a trophy.
and you won't get to compete in the
Charity Shield.
Charity Shield, Community Shield either.
So I actually
No.
quite like that. But if you remember last year, I said to you guys, we don't deserve to be there because it should be winner v winner.
Yeah.
I'm also pleased United won because it stops City winning fucking everything again.
Yeah.
And I'm sick to death of City winning everything.
You know what? That's what's good though, because we've had 3 trophies lifted by 3 different clubs. I quite like
Albeit
that.
the league is
Especially, yeah. But so the league was won by the team that we expected it to.
4 times in a row.
But we have
Yeah.
had a different FA Cup and a different League Cup winner. I don't know. Actually, I wish you'd thought about it from the start. When was the last time we had 3 separate winners for the 3 trophies?
It'll be something to look up and see when it last happened.
Just thought.
Probably Leicester won it. 'Cause
Yeah,
they've won the
maybe.
league, and we haven't. Right, so we've got some bits of news. The first one is Bayern Munich struggled so badly to get a manager. They were
8th
rejected
choice.
by Nagelsmann, Ten Hag, Alonso and others before eventually settling on Company.
What a
Because
manager.
who best to take over the German Giants than the guy that's just got relegated?
It's a bit hot. But
Not a bit harsh. He got relegated.
hang on. When he was in the Championship, right, playing with players from that sort of level, let's put it at the level, the better teams in the Championship, he absolutely walked it. They played great football and they smashed the league. He went into the Premiership. They didn't really buy anyone, not anyone significant. A lot of their loanee players went elsewhere.
Mhm.
For example,
Nathan Teller.
Yeah, Harwood Bellis.
Yeah.
So you've got to think that they lost a lot of key players. They didn't really replace them with anyone good. They didn't buy top tier Premier League players. What they bought was low tier chaff. And they've got relegated for it, trying to play nice football. Now the argument here is, in the Championship, if they have the top tier players again, would they win again? Now we're going to Germany, where you would have the best players, the best team. If they play his way, where they're the best players in that league, would they win the league?
But that's kind of my point. You've taken a guy who's managed Anderlecht,
Did
and
well.
now Burnley.
Yeah.
Okay, you name me one top tier player in either one of them teams.
Again, we're talking levels. At
Yeah, but that's
Anderlecht,
my point.
Jove would be
Are
a star
them players-
centre back. You know what I mean?
Are them
So-
players gonna listen to a guy that's never managed a top tier club
Depends.
and top tier players?
It depends.
Or
Yeah,
is
but
he
he's
gonna
been
walk?
around
Maybe,
it.
but so was Rooney. But he
Yeah.
doesn't get listened to, and he was one of the world's best.
That's probably because he didn't threaten to shag their nan. If he did that, he might listen. If you don't score, I'm going to shag your nan. Oh,
That's
shit.
probably why they were bad, because they thought he might.
Listen, but no, because Pep did say to Bayern Munich that their company's a good professional. So if Pep says it,
Yeah.
no, I'm joking. It's a bad acquisition. I mean, last season he played the same way all season. It shows lack of managerial skill or lack of tactics whatsoever to not change up against certain teams and try and play fancy football. It's not going to work, is it? That's why they're relegated.
Totally agree with that. 100%. There's teams that should go into games basically playing a flat back 11. And there's certain games Burnley went into where they should have just gone into defensive mode and they didn't. Like we moan about Southgate doing it, but he's got the world's best attack. Burnley haven't.
Yeah, but I'm going to use Leeds as an example here. When we had Bielsa and we went up against teams like Liverpool at Anfield, and everyone was like, "Oh, that we'll have to sit back." We went at them. Yeah, we lost 4-3 to a dodgy penalty decision, which was given purely on the hand. Oh, it's bounced off his knee, hit his hand, penalty. So bad that they changed the fucking rule 5 weeks later. But we took it to them. No one expected us to do it. Then we took it to City. We actually finished that first season where I think it was like we didn't lose a single game to like any of the top 6 at home or something
But
stupid.
that's it. What you just said there, no one expected to do it.
Yeah.
Everyone expects Burnley to do it because he didn't switch it up. So you might.
But we didn't. That's why we got smashed every week
Yeah.
towards the back end.
I don't know if the Leeds had better players at the time, better manager and Bielsa, better tactics.
Maybe.
Whereas companies just.
But what I'm
Really good
saying is, if you
centre-back.
don't go for it, what have you got?
Yeah.
Right, so I've got another question for you. Is it better or worse that Norwich, any ideas who they've gone for?
that Will Still.
Yes,
Still
yes,
the
yeah.
football manager, footballer.
You know what?
Norwich should
Good
get him
for him.
promoted next season.
Yeah, they're going to win. He's gonna be like, he'll be there on his football manager. Right, who's got the best skill level?
Yeah.
Mate, honestly, I saw that and I genuinely thought it was a joke.
No.
I had to really go into
You know what
it
it
to
is,
realise
though?
that it's
It's
a
a money thing.
genuine thing.
No, it's a money thing. Because Will Still is not going to demand the money of the likes of, I'm going to use Daniel Farke, for example. He's going to demand money because he gets results. Norwich don't have a pot to piss in. Even though they seem to win, when like the 2 seasons where they went up and they've won 100 odd million, they don't spend any money. They never spend money. It's like they've got no fucking money ever. I don't know what they're spending it on, but they've never got any money and they always go for the cheap one. Will Still, despite the fact that he did okay, he's not going to command big wages. He's not going to command a large amount of money. So he walked away from his last club on like an agreed thing. Yeah, he's cheap. He's a nice cheap option, and Norwich love cheap.
Does that make it a good option, though?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Because you can't even say financially it's a good option, because if he doesn't get them results, then the finances won't come afterwards. You need to be up the table. Obviously, the higher you are, the more money you get.
I think he's done a good job in the French league. And they got nothing to lose.
No, that's what I mean.
It's a punt. And if he does well, Norwich look like geniuses.
Yeah.
If he does bad, it's like it's just Will Still.
Well, sack
Absolutely.
him.
That's exactly what I mean. And I think it's a good idea.
Um,
What are they going to lose?
I think it's a good acquisition.
There's some more managerial news.
There's a
Fucking
lot of
loads.
managerial
That's
news.
pretty
Yeah.
much all we've got at the moment.
I think the crazy one has got to be Xavi.
No, Pochettino's a crazy one.
Yeah.
That one's crazy.
No,
but
so-
Xavi saying, I'm going, I'm staying.
I'm
You're
not kinda
sacked.
Going, no, not you're going.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There's no managers out there. Were no managers out there. But now, all of a sudden,
There's loads.
boom,
Yeah.
lines up.
Well, you know what
What's-
it is?
What's the bet in Pochettino will end up over there?
It'd be a great move because they talk
I
about
think it will.
Pochettino. So Pochettino as a manager took us to our highest ever finish. He then went to Tottenham, took them to a Champions League final and gave them their best finishes in the Premier League. He went to PSG, won the French league over there.
I don't think he's a bad manager
He
at all.
didn't win the Champions League, which is what they desperately for, but they still haven't won the Champions League.
Yeah,
And then-
didn't make a difference.
Chelsea, at the end, they look phenomenal. They'd have been in the title picture if they'd have played all season that way.
Is Todd Bowley trying to turn Chelsea into Watford? Because
No.
haven't they had like 40 managers in 2 years or something?
Yeah, Watford's like the dreaded team, into it. You're gonna get sacked.
Managers literally just go to Watford to get the payout. But that's the way Chelsea's going.
Mm.
Chelsea's going exactly the same way, where managers are only going to turn up knowing that they're just going to get the payout afterwards.
No,
They're going to
I-
end up paying managers more than they are transfers.
No, I think the Pochettino one's more he walked away. There seems a bit like the De Zerbi one. There's obviously something in there, like with De Zerbi, obviously he wanted more control over the transfers, and Brighton have a very set way in which they do their business.
I
And
love
I'm
the
not,
way
you
they
know
do
what?
Their transfers.
Their transfers is unreal.
Superb.
Their scouting network is next to none.
I want our first signing to be their director of football.
But this is my point. So obviously De Zerbi's swanned off because he didn't agree with that way. From what I'm gathering from Pochettino, it seems to be pretty much the same. There's obviously something in the background that isn't working for him, so he's gone, I'm leaving. So it's not a case of they're turning over the managers. They've got their business, their business plan, their way they want to do things, and you've got to fit in. And obviously Pochettino didn't fit in, so he's walked. So so it's a bit of a different look on that one.
I thought that too when I saw that he'd walked. But then listened to Simon Jordan on TalkSport with him being the owner of Crystal Palace, and
Yeah.
he said managers rarely walk. More of a push situation. It's come out as walked
Yeah.
to make it look better in the media. So no one knows what goes on behind closed doors. But if he walked, either way, it didn't suit Todd Bowley or him.
Yeah.
Something
I
was.
There was a conflict of interest.
I just
Yeah,
think Todd
100%.
Bowley's off his head. The way he's running that club is just it's like he's on a computer game.
Yeah.
He's
He's
buying
just
every young kid. Every
For
young kid's got
millions.
talent.
Isn't he looking at a 17-year-old for like 56.5 million or something?
Yeah, Brazil, I think,
What
isn't
the
it?
hell is going on? That can't be normal, surely. Like, we bought Martinelli at 16 or 15 or whatever it was, 355,000.
Yeah.
They're on about 56.5 million.
The thing is, though, it's like going back to the Xavi thing. I think once you sort of say, I'm not staying, the club has to find a replacement. So, for example, Liverpool. Let's go into Liverpool. Klopp gave them fucking loads of time. And I think it was about a month ago, Arne Slot was pretty much identified as their main target.
Yeah.
He hadn't even won the anniversary, or however you pronounce it. They hadn't won that yet. And yet they'd already pretty much said, this is our guy. Now, with that, I think with Xavi saying, I'm not staying, meh, and all that bollocks, the club have gone, all right, fair enough, we need to find a new target, we need to tap someone up, we need to get our feelers out there. And then right at the end, he's turned around and gone, I'm going to stay. They've probably already gone, well, actually, we've already offered someone a contract, so how about you fuck off? So I think that's what's happened in his case. He's had a change of heart, and they've already sort of jumped on whoever they're eyeing up as their next manager.
Yeah, I would agree. Ipswich manager Kieran McKenna is wanted by a host of clubs.
And rightly so.
Is it?
Yeah.
I need to see what he does in the Prem, because
He's had a season in League One and a season in the Championship.
And look what he's done.
Yeah, but Nigel Adkins did that with Southampton. He did back-to-back promotions, and he got sacked 6 months into it to be replaced by Pochettino, and the fans loved him. I mean, I loved Adkins, but he clearly wasn't a Prem manager. But you can bounce from promotion to promotion, as we've said previously. What Ipswich have done, yeah, they've had 2 great seasons, but it's been done before by several clubs.
Yeah.
But did you score freely in every game and absolutely just go all out when you did your double, or did you play sort of a mid-tier football? Did Adkins play aggressive football, or did he play football like the football that we associate with?
Right. Okay. So on that point, before you answer, so does he play attacking football? So McKenna plays full-on, all-out attacking football.
Pretty much.
Right. There's probably 4 teams in the Premier League you'll get away with, and none of them want him.
I don't know. Chelsea, Man United,
how well has Chelsea's attacking football gone?
I
Better.
would say the last 4 or 5 games quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they've been playing. Pochettino hadn't playing really nice forward football. I think the 3 teams that have identified him, Brighton, Man United and Chelsea, are teams that would like his style of football. The way he plays, the way he lines up, I think suits those 3 brands.
Yeah, I agree, right? McKenna's done amazing, but I don't think he should jump straight away.
I don't think he should.
He deserves the accolades.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Rightly so, he should be linked.
Yeah.
Unless he sits down with his owner and says, are you backing me? Are we trying to stay up?
Yeah.
If his owner says, no, I'm here for a 1-season drop, I want the cash.
They're already linked with Nketiah and Smith Rowe.
No, that's great.
So he's definitely there to spend
Absolutely.
money.
So on that note,
So
he should stay. Absolutely, he should stay.
He's on about giving us 60 million and getting Smith Rowe and Nketiah. I can't believe
Only one of them's sort of worth it.
I can't believe we're getting the full 1 million for Nketiah.
I don't think Nketiah is any better than what they've got. I think Smith Rowe definitely improves them.
Have you heard the other link for Smith Rowe? No?
No.
Straight swap for Marcus Rashford.
What?
Wow.
Fucking hell, having your pants down.
I actually don't think so. Because I agree with what you said, and a lot of United's issues right now are dressing room related.
Yeah.
Because Marcus Rashford, when he was happy at United, was superb. And I think if Rashford came to join Saka, Declan Rice, and all the other England players, I think he'd be more settled at Arsenal. We've clearly got a happy dressing room, even though we've got a shit keeper.
I'm not going to lie.
I know we
Maybe
joked.
he's a problem in the changing rooms.
I agree.
I think he's one of the trouble people. I think he's one of the problems. I think his
Maybe.
ego has got to him that bad because he did a good thing with the children's meals, which he did. But I think his ego's got way above him. He's way above station. I think his head's too big for himself. He's far too ahead of himself. And I think he's one of the Man United players that should go because he's got a shit attitude. Look at him in the last England game he played. I've ran faster to the toilet than he fucking ran after a ball.
I'm not sure what to answer to that, I'll be honest with you. So anyway, you were going on about Smith Rowe before I rudely interrupted you.
I think I made my point that he's a cracking player who deserves minutes.
I agree.
Whether or not but I don't think he's better than what United have currently got going on at the moment with Garnacho and Mainu and Ahmed. You know, they've got some real good youth players in there. Højlund as well. Like we've said before, he just needs the service because I think...
You don't think he'd take the place of McTominay?
I think it's a completely different player.
I
to
think
McTominay
walked into United's team. I think United are struggling for proper players. Smith Rowe's a proper player. Obviously, he's made of glass, so he gets injured quite a lot.
He does get injured a lot.
But he's better than Amrabat, better than the McTominay. I don't like Fernandes, but he's a decent player.
I don't think there's a lot between them, man.
I'd
2
agree.
years ago, when Smith Rowe was playing regularly in Arsenal's team, he got 30 appearances in the league. He was, for me, top 3 young players in the world.
Yeah.
He was superb.
And then an injury, and that was it.
But then since that, he's barely played. He gets 6 minutes here, 11 minutes there.
Can't do anything in
You just can't.
That's
It's
because
10 minutes.
Arteta's got such a good system going, he couldn't slot him back in. He simply couldn't do it because he was just winning every game.
It's obviously not a good friend to
He's
him.
not one of his mates.
Yeah.
That's why he's held Raya's hand all through the season. I would like to point out, actually, the honours are coming up, aren't they? And I think the fact that David Raya's got the Golden Glove,
Rightly so. Great keeper.
wind it in. I think Kivior, Gabriel, Saliba and Ben White should all be knighted for getting that guy a Golden Glove. Nobody in sport, like Leicester winning the league, pales into insignificance when them 4 have got that absolute waster a Golden Glove. It's got to be the greatest achievement in Premier League history, that is, because he's shocking.
It'll be interesting next week when we do our team of the season.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
right,
I'll give you a clue. Raya's not in mine, even though he's Golden Glove winner.
Yeah.
And you're going to be sitting in the garden because I've got a feeling you're going to put Raya in it just to annoy me.
Maybe, absolutely.
He is coming. What else have we got? Lopetegui to West Ham. Thoughts? Opinions? I think it's a good move, personally.
I think they could have got a better manager.
Like him.
Now that they're available, I'm pretty sure they wish that they had De Zerbi or Pochettino. I think he'd be a fantastic
Is De Zerbi
appointment.
better than Lopetegui? They're similar style, aren't they?
I would take
I
Lopetegui.
mean, I like what De Zerbi did at Brighton. But
I would take Lopetegui.
Graham Potter didn't exactly leave him a sinking ship. He was left with a very, very good side that were already playing great football and great attacking football. So it's not like he's come in and changed the fabric of Brighton. He's just sort of run with it.
So, for me, the Lopetegui argument is he walked from Wolves because there was no money.
Yeah.
Are West Ham the kind of club that heavily invest? I can't remember the last time I saw them spend a lot of money.
I think they spent quite a lot
They have
this
done
season
that,
because obviously they've. But that a lot came from
Definitely.
the Declan Rice sale because obviously they brought in Ward-Prowse, Alvarez was it?
Yeah.
Kudos, was he this season or was he the season
I
before?
think he was this season, wasn't it? But he's
well,
linked with Arsenal now.
And so I think they've spent a bit, but whether or not that was down to
Yeah,
the
but
Declan Rice deal more than they wanted to fund.
That's what I'm
the club.
saying. So, the only
What
time...
will they fund that? They might do. They might put the money in.
Mm.
You know, it all depends, doesn't it?
Well,
He's not- he's
we
not
will
gonna
finally
sign
get
it.
to see the West Ham way because I've been waiting fucking
Mate, what
years.
is the West Ham way?
This is my
They've
point.
won nothing for years.
Well,
So if the West Ham way is losing, then
Well,
does
they
it
won.
matter
They
who's
won the.
in charge
They won the
of them?
conference.
Well,
Conference
yeah.
league, didn't they?
The,
Europa Conference League.
Yeah, and they all called for him to get the sack.
yeah,
it's
because
bad.
it
I think
wasn't the
David
West Ham
Moyes-
way.
David Moyes has done a fantastic job at West Ham.
Well,
Bear in mind, not the prettiest football, but he's
But they
brought
won.
stability to West Ham.
They won.
Yeah,
They won a
It's
trophy.
a European trophy as well.
They gave him a good send off. I'm glad that they gave him a good send off
Oh,
because
yeah.
he deserved it.
yeah.
100%.
I'm going to ask you a question now. Who is in your opinion, the best manager you've seen at West Ham?
David
They
Moyes.
just got rid of him.
So you don't think Harry Redknapp was better?
Then David Moyes.
Mm.
No.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, but this is my point, right?
I don't
So
think he's better.
you think David Moyes? I'd probably say Harry Redknapp, but they all play very. I'm going to use the word
Conservative.
English football, right? So West Ham have been playing English football for fucking decades. But they're all screaming about the West Ham way. Please explain to me where international continental football is the fucking West Ham way. They talk about how they won the fucking World Cup. No, you didn't. You had a few players in the team. There were players from other teams like Manchester United, Leeds United. You had some good players in there. Congratulations. Oh, fuck. 1966 English football. The West Ham way is boring 4-4 fucking 2. And now we might actually get to see the West Ham fucking way.
I actually like 4-4-2.
No, I'm not disputing
Yeah.
it. What my point is,
He's
We've-
slagging it off.
I'm just saying, West Ham, I don't get the fans. I don't understand them. They moan about not having the West Ham way, but all they've had is the West Ham way.
Yeah, but then there's loads of teams like that. Look at Spurs. Or the Spurs way, this, that. Well, what's that?
Stealing everyone else's shit.
The only
I
thing
thought-
they've won is the League Cup, and that was in 2008.
I thought Jim Jam pointed this out ages ago. They steal everyone, like, oh, that's someone else's song. Let's convert it into ours. Let's do this. They just steal other people's shit. So the Tottenham way is find someone else's shit we like and steal it.
So while you're here, who was the first to use "You'll Never Walk Alone"? Was it Celtic? Was it Dortmund? Or was it Liverpool?
I'm sure it goes way far back before I existed, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll narrow it down. It wasn't Liverpool.
Yeah. Hey, final
But yeah,
match.
I believe it was
Because-
Celtic, wasn't it?
I went very angry when Tottenham were playing the other day, didn't I? When they had
When the
a brass
Spurs go
band
marching in.
and they had the Spurs go marching in. It's like, that is a Southampton way. You know, we have a brass band that goes round before
So they
getting the
stole
fans going. We started that.
Yeah, so they stole someone else's shit.
You
Yeah,
know,
but they've only got the brass band.
When
so
they-
they've got something to polish.
when they win a game, they play Glory, Glory, Tottenham Hotspur. It's like, to me, that was always a Man United thing.
It's the worst team ever. Glory, glory, Man United.
And it's like
It's just
shocking.
dull, innit?
Oh, come on.
Although to be fair,
creative.
I'm Arsenal. We had virtually nothing until very
Yeah.
recently, when one of our fans wrote "North London Forever," which I absolutely love.
I like that. I do like the anthem that you have.
I like it because it's different, but it took us fucking long enough.
You know what? It's nice, and I like it because it's a football anthem. It's a football song. It's not something that they've taken from somewhere else and made into an anthem. It's a song written.
Everton.
What?
Everton.
What about them?
They took their song from Cars. Liverpool. They took their song out the charts and then stole it off Celtic.
But my point is there aren't many clubs that have their own actual anthem written for them. They're not.
True.
It's not a football. So like a lot
Even
of them.
yours was an actual song.
So it wasn't a football song. So that's why I like.
Yeah, it was written by an Arsenal fan and about Arsenal, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It's
is
a
why I
nice
like
touch.
it.
It does sound good when you hear it. And You'll Never Walk Alone is good.
Iconic.
I've been there. I've heard it is good to hear, you know. Even like Blue Moon when I've been to Man City, you know, it's nice to have a song sometimes that
Yeah. No.
that goes around and everybody
It helps the
joins in.
atmosphere at the start
It
of the
does
game,
help.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Definitely helps.
But that's what I mean. I agree. I agree entirely. I'm just saying. I appreciate with Arsenal now having an anthem that's a football song. It's a football song for football fans by football fans for footballing occasions. A bit like marching on together, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talk about
Pretty
You Never
much.
Walk Alone.
Yeah, but it's like you say, it's fine. Obviously, we have ours. You
Yeah.
know, So when the Saints,
And then-
it's easy.
And then Tottenham have everyone else's stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Feyenoord also play You'll Never Walk Alone, so Arnie Slot's going to come in and be like, yeah, I'm used to this. Gonna
Do they actually?
Yeah, they do.
Ah.
So how many people play this thing? That's a bit
Quite a
dull,
few.
isn't it?
There's quite a few, isn't
You
there?
know what though? This is one I want to know. Is Arne Slot going to continue the tradition of Dutch management and just be average?
We'll see.
I hope so.
To be fair, I never heard of Arne Slot before he came up on the shortlist. And I looked into him.
I heard him last year.
Plays aggressive, attacking football,
You got linked with him
4-3-3.
last year.
No, we approached him. He turned us down.
There you go.
Oh,
That's why I knew about him. Because he turned us down.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him.
savage.
I don't
Yeah,
blame him.
aggressive football, 4-3-3. When I checked, he lost two games in Eredivisie. I know Ajax aren't very good this season, but played them, beat them 2-0, I believe, 30 shots against Ajax's
That's a
2.
lot, isn't it?
I think everyone beat Ajax this
Yeah,
year.
I
didn't
think it's like 6 or
Hansen
7 or
effect.
something. They were ridiculous, weren't they? It's very unusual. Right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go to a break. And there's more news to talk about when we
So
come
much
back, because there's just loads.
A lot's happened this week.
So
It's been a good week.
It has.
we shall see you beautiful people after the break. Hello, and welcome back from the break. We've not had a massive break today. So we're going to carry on with news of the week, because there's just so much of it that we couldn't get through it all in the first half. So Leverkusen did not complete their completely unbeaten season
No.
by getting smashed 3-0 by Atalanta, where ex-Everton player Ademola Lookman scored a hat-trick, who was then immediately linked to about 7 Premier League clubs.
It was a good hat trick. Very good. Charlton, young boy, came through the ranks of Charlton, didn't he?
He did indeed. But one good game shouldn't mean that you're linked to 7 Premier League clubs. One of them being Arsenal.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I haven't seen the stats, but when I watched the game, the final Europa League, they said they had a decent season, some good stats, so maybe he did well. But it is Serie A, so I mean,
It's definitely a different level, isn't it?
yeah.
But fair play to Atalanta. They went out against an unbeaten team and taught them a lesson.
Yeah.
They were
Don't
good.
go into this game overconfident, because we will slap you up.
And we do like Atlanta.
The
Do
press
we?
is really good.
Because they ruined
Liverpool.
Klopp's
They did.
dream.
You did.
We-
That was
we did.
entertaining.
Yeah, they did one on us. Their press is magnificent. Like, played so well, so good. We beat them 1-0 on the return leg, so at least we beat them. They kept a clean sheet, like. But no, in the final,
I mean,
Leverkusen,
that's some going, because Leverkusen were unbeaten all year, and
Yeah.
they got
51
Hammered.
games they went. They did win their German FA Cup, kind of. Don't know what it's called. The Polka Cup.
Something like that.
So they won that with Xhaka Wonderstrike. But I got a question for you, Stretch. Good question.
No.
Who did the unbeaten season or the league better? Arsenal.
Easily Leverkusen. We got beat twice by Middlesbrough and once by a very, very, very poor Chelsea team.
In Champions League.
Yeah, because we gave up them trophies in order to push for the unbeaten season. And the only reason we pushed for that is because Wenger said it's possible with this team to go unbeaten. Had he not said that, I believe wholeheartedly that year we'd have won the Champions League. Because it was Monaco, I think, in the final. And they were shocking.
Mm.
And Chelsea weren't that good.
Yeah.
We should have battered them. But he was too hell-bent on getting the Invincibles. I don't think the Invincibles is quite the
No.
achievement it's made out to be.
12 draws.
It's a lot of draws.
Yeah, 26 wins.
It's a lot of draws and not a lot of points to win
Yeah.
the Premier League, especially if you look at the last 10 years. All 10 have been more, like Leicester, I think, got more points than us in our Invincible year.
Thing is, now it's like you've got to pretty much get 100 points to win the Premier League at the moment.
It's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot of
It's
points.
Man City, isn't it? 115s. I had these questions set for Stretch, and you haven't defended your team at all. You've just gone straight into the nope. Leverkusen are better.
I like to think I'm quite an honest
Yeah,
fan.
I'll take that.
Realistic.
I like them. Yeah, really.
It's like when I'm watching Arsenal v Tottenham, like one of my best mates is a Spurs fan, and we'll be on the phone talking, and Saka will go down in the box, and Spen will go, oh, it's a penalty. We're going to snort. He's dived. If it's a pen, it's a pen. If it's not, it's not. There's no point in defending something that's wrong.
Yeah.
Just be open and honest about it. Saka dives a lot. I think he's a great player. I love Bukayo Saka. I never want him to leave Arsenal. But he needs to learn to stay on his feet. Example number 1, Bayern Munich. We could have won that game.
Yeah.
If he hadn't kicked the goalkeeper,
Yeah.
we'd have won that game.
Yeah.
And then you got every Arsenal fan online. It was a guaranteed pen, Stonewaller. For who? The keeper. Saka kicked him. How's that a penalty? And this is the thing. You've got to be honest. And this is why I fall out with fans.
Because
they're
deluded.
just-
Yeah.
They're
Deluded.
I am
Delusional,
biased. And there are times when I'll defend Arsenal when I probably
There has to
shouldn't.
be an element of bias for your
But
team,
for
isn't
the
there?
most part, I'll just be honest. And yeah, our Invincibles, yes, it was great. Yes, we didn't lose a game. It's something to hold over Spurs, but that's all it is.
Nice golden trophy.
Nice golden trophy.
Go back to Jim Jam's point with the 100 points. You have to get 100 points to win the league. That's 100% true. But I saw something the other day, right, on the some bookies. I can't remember what it was. Reputable bookies. Arsenal 2001 to go down next season. Liverpool 2001. What do you think Man City was? What the odds?
It
for
was
Man
only something
City over
stupid,
the
like
They'd
200,
probably-
wasn't it?
25 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because of the
They won
potential
500
charges.
15s. Do they know something we don't know?
No.
I think they're just panicking.
Just in case.
Because
No.
if they've got like 3,000 to 1,
The people, yeah.
and then halfway through the season they go, oh, we're going to try all these
Yeah.
charges now, the bookies will be like, oh.
Yeah, but
Screwed up.
also...
'Cause you
Leicester all over
know-
again.
Some United fan that's got more money than
Yeah.
sense is going to go, I'll put
Yeah,
10
but that's
grand
what
on
it's
City
about.
going down.
No, that's what it is. They don't know anything. They're just speculating. But they know that if they drop the price really low, loads of people are going to put money on it.
Yeah, and then if they don't get seen next season,
Well,
they're
the
going to
backs.
win the league and they've got all the money. from
Just
the
remember,
25
the
pounds.
house never loses.
No, it's
No,
never
just-
losing.
just- They wouldn't be in it if they did.
That's why the odds are so fucking good. Because they want fucking morons to go and put the bet on.
I happily lost a tenner today.
You bet on Leeds.
When Southampton went 1 up, I went and put a tenner on Leeds to win the tie.
Are you
Why?
fucking stupid?
Well, no, I think what it is if you'd come back and beat
Yeah.
them, he'd still be happy.
I wanted
about it.
me money. I think it,
Oh, we
would,
would never
it was
do
like
that.
50 quid back.
Won
If
the,
it had
won the
happened-
tie overall 99.
Yeah. I did a overall. I wasn't daft because if they scored in the last minute and went to extra time, I'd be gutted.
I suppose that's something.
Yeah.
isn't it?
And he says that when his friends bet on Leeds to win,
Yeah,
they
we always
lose.
fucking lose.
I need to ask
Oh,
Darryl.
if
if you've got
Darryl
10
Bell
on Leeds
fucking
to win.
Southampton, I will kill him.
Darryl, please message me and let me know if you put a tenner on Leeds to win.
You know what? Fuck it, I'm going to message him now.
Lucas Paqueta, what do we think of that?
I think
Naughty boy.
4 yellow cards deliberately.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
looking into it, aren't they?
I
Well, I saw
mean-
the clips. They were blatant yellow cards. Has anyone else seen the clips of the
I
4
haven't
yellow
seen
cards?
them, no.
There was like a compilation I could send after, but
yeah,
one of them he just punches the ball and
yeah,
it's mad.
he does. He literally
Wow.
He just goes.
just
It's like Maradona-esque.
Wasn't the one where it's like against Villa? He goes in on a really hard challenge.
Yeah,
It doesn't get given, and then he just throws himself into the next one. It's sort of like...
yeah.
So it really does look. He's going to get done.
Oh, he's gonna get
the
done,
thing
yeah.
is though, it always happens and stuff like that. Because Latisse said that he's done it himself, but not like to get booked.
Yeah.
It's
goal
like
scorer.
they bet on when the ball's going to go out of the first throw in.
Well, the
So
record-
there was a time, basically, he went to to get the kickoff. So it was like he had to win the kickoff. He was like, "Look, we need to win the kickoff here," because basically he needed to get the ball to basically hoof
Kick
it
out
out and play.
Yeah, that's bad though, isn't it? Can't do that.
Shocking.
I saw. I think it was a non-league player recently. He did it. Was it non-league? I'm not sure, but I saw it. He did it on 1 yellow card. He got a 10-year ban.
Jeez.
So if Paqueta's got 4,
They
and he-
reckon lifetime ban if he's.
yeah,
found
we'd be
guilty.
done. He was so close to a move to City. So close.
Yeah.
And now
And now he's done.
for
Yes.
life. The thing is, though,
Well,
if
you
he's
look
done
at
if he's
Tonelli,
done it for
innit?
gambling reasons, right?
Yeah.
He's on 150 grand a week.
It wasn't for him though. It was for people. I think it was people back in Brazil.
Yeah,
And there
it's
was, like,
syndicate.
On his
abnormal-
island. Because he's from a little island called
Yeah.
Paqueta. Because that's not his name.
That's it. Yeah, that's right.
It's a nickname. And on that island, there was like a few odd bets. And obviously,
Quite a few.
yeah.
I did hear that. I've got news for him, though. He's not on that island. So
Well,
go
stretch
for
he
it.
got that.
Threaten me all
You're
you
right.
want. You're fucking 3,000 miles away.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I think you're just out of your mind
To throw away that career.
if you're going to throw away a Premier League football career.
It's
You
a
know,
world
there's-
football career.
There's people trying to cling on to football for their dear life. Then you've got idiots like that.
But it's not just the
It's
Premier
absolutely
League. The FA will charge him. But if it goes through, damn right, you know FIFA are going to jump on the back of it.
Oh, of course he will.
And once FIFA jumps on the back of it, that's it, fucking done.
Of course he
Yeah.
will. I think he'll get a lifetime ban. I think he deserves a lifetime ban. I haven't seen it, but given what you've described them as,
I haven't
it's
seen the handball one, but I've seen the two Villa ones, and I was just like,
just
on the first
knowing there's a
challenge-
handball one, especially when it's that blatant.
what I'll
It's
say
really-
is, if he was some like, it's like, my first thought was like someone Granit Xhaka. You know he's always good for a yellow card. If you're going to bet on a game, Granit Xhaka's going to get a yellow card. He's a dick, and he's going to go in. And he's going to be. And when I saw the one against Villa, I saw the first challenge. It was like, oh, he's just gone in a bit hard, but then he literally jumps straight up and goes straight in on another one. I was sort of like, okay, even if you're in like hothead, pissed off mood, that's a bit.
But then you could say the same thing about Martinelli. Do you remember when he was on the left-hand side? He tackled somebody up the top end of the pitch. You knew he was getting booked for it, but the ref played advantage. The ball come back. He chased back and did exactly the same challenge down the bottom. Instantly got 2 yellow cards.
Oh
and got
yeah, I
sent
remember
off.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
That
maybe.
looked dodgy.
Yeah, maybe there's the odd occasion, but
I did
This was-
genuinely think Martinelli was just annoyed. But it still looks dodgy, doesn't it, though, if you're going to look
Yeah.
at it.
I think you've also got to look at though when Martinelli did that, was there a surge in bets for like Martinelli? Because that's the other thing you got to look at. The reason this is highlighted is because obviously
they're all
the
from
bets.
where he's from as well.
They're all from
which
where
doesn't
he's
help.
from, and there's just this mass surge of random bets on yellow card. I mean, if I
large quantities.
if I put a tenner down on every Villa game next season that John McGinn's going to get a yellow card, I'll probably come out quids in
Probably, yeah.
because he's
He
just
gets a
one
lot.
of those players.
Yeah.
So again, that's where I was sort of like with the Paqueta thing. That's his defence on the high end, and he is quite good for a yellow card. It's just the fact that you're getting these random, irregular bets on him getting a yellow card on those games, and then you look at his behaviour in those games, and you sort of go,
Sus.
very sus. So yeah, I think he's guilty. I think he's fucked his career.
Yeah, I would agree. And like I said, I haven't seen the replays of them, but given what
So-
you just described,
Daryl has just messaged me.
has he?
He says, "No, but I did bet on City yesterday."
He's a jinx, he is. Can he bet on City every single week next week? That would definitely help us out. Yeah, one of my points was Barcelona sacking Xavi after Xavi went, I'm leaving, no, I'm going to stay. And Barcelona went, no, you're not. If you want to go, just go. Man U made it known before the FA Cup final that they were going to sack Ten Hag, regardless of the result, which I
Yeah.
thought was insanity, because Norwich did that, and how did that go, Tin Ribs? You went from a 1-1 to a 5-0?
No,
a
0-0
a boring
to a
0-0 to absolutely smashing them.
Mm.
So that didn't go well.
Yeah, but that's what he's
It
turned
did
up in
go
the second
slightly
football
better for
game.
Man United, albeit because they won. Our managerless clubs, as it stands, Munich, Barcelona, Man U and Chelsea. That's pretty unheard of, isn't it?
Technically, United has still got Ten Hag. He's not officially gone, and they haven't commented on it. United, they said there's media saying that he's gone, and United said no comments, so he's gone, but he's not technically gone just yet.
Not yet, but to have 4 massive clubs without a man. I mean, Todd Bowley, Chelsea are going to be managerless every summer.
Yeah.
Because he's, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's literally the definition of more money than sense.
Whose phone's on?
I don't know what you're on about.
Stretch, you are shit.
Every week.
I know, every
No,
week.
No, last week I remembered. I just didn't remember this week.
The fact that it's been twice
I was
this
hoping-
episode.
I was hoping nobody was going
Yeah.
to
No, we noticed. I thought you'd be funny. Yeah.
Anyway. I think we should move on
England
to
squad.
the England squad.
Go
What
on,
we
Quan,
think
sir. Go on,
of
lad.
The England squad.
So my apology is to certain Everton defender who I called Denmark
Yeah,
or
you said
something.
he was Danish.
Yeah,
Branthwaite.
Branthwaite. I think I may have
He's
got
not even English. He's not going to be in the England squad.
and you agreed with me, to be fair, but I think I may have got confused with Martin.
I believe my actual response to you was, "Is that right?" And you said, "Yeah," and I went, "Oh,
Okay then. Yep, I trust your
realise.
judgment. Statman Jib.
Yeah,
Also, just remember, Stretch knows fuck all.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that that's our
So-
stat man.
so I'm glad that he's in the England squad.
Yeah, mate. I think he's a great defender.
Yeah,
And him and, unfortunately, he's had no minutes, but I would have him and Stones ordinarily.
yeah.
But Stones hasn't had enough minutes for me to be in the squad. Well, the team, not the
I
squad.
was going to say, he needs to get in the
Should be in
squad.
the squad.
It's like there's some questionable names
So-
in there.
Run through the keepers.
So keepers, Dean Anderson, I think that's
Fair
yeah.
enough.
Jordan Pickford, absolutely. Ramsdale, questionable.
I mean, you've got to say, on skill level, yes, but when was the last time we played?
Yeah,
He's had 2 games against Brentford all season.
yeah. James Trafford,
No.
I actually quite like him, you know.
he hasn't had the best.
Let's be honest,
Season.
he's not going to play. He's 4th choice, so he's only going to be there to train. I don't think it's a bad.
Yeah,
thing for
we've
him,
got
to be
we've got
honest.
to bear in mind this is the 33-man provisional squad, so
Yeah,
people
someone
don't
So
get
he
dropped.
may not make it on
Yeah,
the
so
plane.
26 players are going.
But how old is he?
20. I thought they'd moved it up to 28 now.
No, he's
No,
moving
he's
to
26,
26.
but he's taken 33.
It was 24, I believe, and now it's 26.
I knew they'd
Yeah.
extended it.
No, it was 23, wasn't it?
It's 23. No, it's
Oh,
It's gone from
26.
23
yeah,
to
yeah.
26.
He's made it
Instead
difficult.
Instead of taking 28, they're taking 33.
That's
So
mad.
then
That's-
drop a load.
Scotland are taking 29, so what, they got to get rid of 3 people. Or
Might be
28.
It'd be a lot easier.
That's
than
so much
getting rid
easier.
of everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, so for me, I mean, Nick Pope's back from injury because he played in that pointless friendly,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
and Trippier potentially went off injured as well.
Yeah, that was a bit.
Just to
annoying.
clarify, Tottenham tried in that friendly.
Of course
They had
did.
like
That's
18
why they didn't
shots.
lose.
Like, calm down. Just go in there to showcase Premier League football. Relax.
There's
And
no
making a little bit
way.
of money on
Yeah.
the side.
There's no way that should happen, especially in a Euros year. That
What the second the season finishes, they go abroad to get a load of cash playing in a different country.
yeah.
Oh, I agree with you.
And bump their financial fair play just that little bit more.
Yeah, slightly.
Just
Yeah.
to mention.
So defenders, obviously, Branthwaite, which we absolutely agree with.
Yeah,
Dunk, I think,
I
yeah.
like.
Joe Gomez, superb.
Yeah,
I think
I think
he's
he should be there.
multi-position, left back.
That's the thing. He's more than one.
Gui,
Yeah,
yeah. Conser, yeah.
I agree with him.
Maguire, yeah.
Yeah,
Quansah,
he's alright.
Quansah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
deserves to be there.
Baller.
Yeah. Luke Shaw, I don't know
I
if
like
he's
Shaw.
fit.
He's the best
He's-
left back.
I
we've
think
got.
Yeah, but
As
is he
long as
fit?
he's
Guys, he's made a
Is he
glass.
fit?
Well, that's what the provisional squad's for.
Yeah. And
So
then they
Is
put
it-
him
can he
in
make it through
just
the
to
games?
hope.
yeah,
If he can't make it through the 2 or 3
Friendly.
friendlies, then
He's
he goes.
gone.
I think, right, going off form, even if he is fit, Gomez gets in left back. He's been so
Does he,
reliable.
or
Yes.
does he go in the middle?
No, he goes
No.
left back. He hasn't played centre back much for Liverpool this season at all. He's been left
Has
back
he
when
not?
Robert was injured, right back when Bradley and Trent were injured. But he's
Yeah.
been a starting left back for Liverpool this season.
yeah.
He's really
like
reliable. He's got a good
Gomez.
throwing as well. What a player.
Then Stones is in there, Trippier and Kyle Walker. So most of them. I think defence pretty much says itself. I
Someone
don't
can
think
pick
anybody's
themselves,
really. I don't think he's left anybody out. I can't think of anybody that should be there that's not in
Maybe
there.
tomorrow, if he's fit. 'Cause he's decent.
I don't think he likes players from the Serie A.
Yeah, but he's defensive.
I know,
Surely he's got to be high on Southgate's list.
because the other good player over there, Smalling.
Well, yeah. Hasn't he retired from international football?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if he has.
I'm not sure if he has or not.
Obviously, the big question mark is obviously Ben White.
Just
So he's not going to go because he's fallen out with one of them.
Yeah.
Something was said to Ben White, and he's taken serious offence to whatever it was.
also, I don't think he's asked about England really. I think I read somewhere that he's not really asked about football.
He's not bothered about football.
Yeah, he does
No,
it.
it's money.
It's like a
They
Suakoto.
interviewed him and said, "Are you going to be watching the City match?" He went, "No, I don't watch football."
Yeah, it's like, come on. No fan wants to hear that. How did you feel when he said that?
Honestly,
Yeah,
don't care.
okay.
He plays
okay.
amazing.
But when he
So I'm
Yeah.
not bothered.
when a player scores, you expect like, yes, scored a goal. Oh my god. But when he scores, it's like, oh, scored.
He smiles though, so I'm okay with
It's
it.
all good
Mm.
smile. Where's your celebration? Go in there.
Yeah, but he doesn't like football.
I know he does
That's
that.
like me telling you to go to work and celebrate when you get your paycheck. You're just not going because you don't enjoy going to work.
Joe's that guy. He looks at his paycheck and goes,
Get it.
"Come on."
Gary, I've been paid.
I mean, to be fair, I'd be celebrating the same way half the strikers do if I was getting 150 grand a
Yeah,
week.
true.
I'll be honest.
Just going back to Kyle Walker.
Great player.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
fantastic player. Our best right back.
I think he's the best right back.
He is.
100%.
I would
But-
actually argue he's probably the best right back in the world.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah.
But his defensive calamity against United to leave Manu at the back. If Trent did that, he would be all over social media.
Yeah, but there's a difference. Trent would be
Trent sorts it out.
nowhere near him.
The difference is Kyle Walker's done that once. Trent does it all the time.
Also, I'm going to throw something out there. I'm going to say it. This is Kyle Walker's class. Really good. Fantastic. But his pace does help him. There's a lot of times where he's tactically not in the the right position.
90% of the time.
Yeah. So, yes, he's a good right back, but his pace helps.
But that's what made Ashley Cole
Mm.
probably one of the best left backs of our generation.
Actually
The
Cole
fact
could
that not
tackle as well, to be
only
fair.
could he tackle, not only could he swing a great crossing,
He
he
could
was
cover.
fast as fuck.
Mm.
So you take the two key items that you need as a defender, put in this speed, and you just got up 5 stars.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, I agree.
Let's be honest. If Harry Maguire wasn't as slower than a Sherman tank, he'd probably be a lot better.
I think he's good for England, Maguire.
Yeah.
I like Maguire, but what I mean is, if he was a lot faster,
Yeah, but
his standing would be so much higher.
Yeah,
But it's because he's slow as fuck.
Point that out there. I'm not a fan of Maguire.
So as we just mentioned that one,
Trent
so we move on to
Alexander.
midfield, and Trent's in midfield, which I absolutely agree with, because I think he is the
What a
perfect
baller.
backup for Declan Rice,
Rice.
who's most likely going to play there.
I think that's a good call because he reads the game quite well when he's in the middle. His spraying of the ball is fantastic.
Yeah.
His awareness when he's there is great, and he defends like me. So I
Yeah.
don't think he should
wait
be
a minute,
anywhere
but you
near
don't defend.
defence.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. The last time we played, I was going to start screaming at him because I was getting pelted, and every time I looked up, he's standing on the halfway line going, "Hey, get the ball to me!" I'm like, I'm getting fucking pelted here.
I was marking him. I was hoping the ball to come over.
I know, yeah. I couldn't get the ball to because you were winning the fucker with your head every time.
But no, Trent's a good decision. Obviously, the starting midfield has to be Rice, Bellingham, Foden.
Absolutely.
There's no other combination. That's he can play a double pivot. Bellingham could go forward,
I mean, it's
Rice
hard
can
to
go
argue
forward and sit
against
back.
it, isn't it?
but Trent to come on and find that pass late in the game is
Yeah.
invaluable.
No, he is. He's that perfect player. But I've always said that about him. I don't rate him as a right back.
No, I agree.
Defensive midfielder, picking it, because like you were moaning about the playing from the back.
Yeah.
If you've got that midfielder, because that's where we had with Bielsa, Phillips, he would drop back into that space, receive from the back, and then he'd pick the passes out. Leeds don't have that at the moment, which is why I don't like Ampadu centre back, because Ampadu does that in the defensive midfield role. But we're too busy playing him at centre back because we don't have a fucking centre back. I mean, God knows you want to put fucking Cooper on the pitch, but that's where we lack. So Trent Alexander-Arnold,
Very
yeah,
posh there,
Through his
all of a
bar.
sudden.
him dropping back in that position to get the ball and being able to pass out
That's
is
good.
exactly what you want him to do,
Mm.
and that's where I rate him. At right back, I don't rate him at all,
No.
but in that defensive slot, yeah, absolutely.
I would agree
Yeah.
completely.
Arnie Slot's going to come in. He's playing centre mid.
Fuck him off. Could you imagine that? He comes in, what's your first action?
And he's got a
Fuck
decent
it
free kick as well.
Yeah,
very
fills a
good.
few.
Just a bit.
Very good.
Go on, Jim Jan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trent.
So we agree with that. Conor
Yeah.
Gallagher. Yeah.
Great player.
Yeah.
Mainu.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be there. I don't think he's had
What?
enough time. I don't think he's had enough minutes.
So he could be up for the chop.
I
would
think they'll
be
take
in the
him.
33.
I would put him in the 26 purely to sort of get him acclimatised, because he is going to be there in the future. He is a future player. And I think there is that aspect of, especially like, okay, Walcott's going to be a bad example because they took him and it was sort of like the whole, he was going to be the next Owen, and then they just...
He was
didn't bother.
16
Yeah.
and hadn't kicked a
No,
ball in
but what I mean
the
is-
Premier League.
To
No,
get-
because he was playing for us in the
Yeah.
championship.
What I'm
wasn't he?
saying is, they took him and he didn't play, but he got that sort of, he got the atmosphere, he got
Experience.
it's the experience of being on the bus, it's the experience of being away, foreign country, major tournament, the atmosphere. If you can't just throw someone and go, there's the atmosphere, fuck off. Acclimatising people is the right thing to do. Mainu is one of those. You know he's going to be there in the future. He is going to be an England starter. Getting him acclimatised now is not a bad thing to do. You're going to have 4 or 5 players who are not going to play. I would rather have people that you know are going to be there in 10 years than
Actually,
taking someone
that's
there.
why I want Trafford there, for that
Yeah,
sort of
why not?
reason.
But, for example, obviously Henderson's not in the list, thankful. But if you are going to waste the space taking Henderson, because he's good in the changing room, I would rather take a young lad who's going to be there in 10 years and get him used to that environment. So
That's not
Mainu,
much,
I would take purely on the basis that he's acclimatising. And you never know. He might have that moment when you need him. I would rather take him. That's just my opinion.
He's a player.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Curtis Jones.
What a baller, what a player.
Absolute shy.
Leave
Yeah.
him at
That's
home.
what it says right.
Leave him at home. We're all about
That's
the
what it
chop.
says
There
right.
you
No,
go.
he's a good player.
Curtis Jones is a class
That's right.
player. He had a great start to the season.
Yeah, he has been good for you.
Start of the season, a fantastic start of the season. Second half of the season, not so. I think Alex has been a better player. I don't think he makes the final squad, but he's a
He's
good
a
player.
potential future squad player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad decision. I don't think it's unheard of to take him.
He
Yeah.
needs to play in the friendly.
Yeah, but he
I
won't
agree.
because Southgate will play the same 11.
He doesn't
both.
need to play Declan Rice
He
or
does though, doesn't he?
or Bellingham
Why?
at all.
That's who we will play.
He has to.
He will.
he has to
but
play
he
one of
doesn't
them.
have to.
Definitely doesn't have to. You should be playing the players you're not sure if they're going.
Absolutely.
In the
To
first
see
game.
whether they're ready to go.
Yeah.
But Southgate just doesn't think like that.
And then we've got Adam Wharton. Sorry, I don't know anything about him.
He's okay. He's decent and he's got promise, but
Another one of them is like Curtis
Yeah.
Jones in the sense that he's been called up to the 33, but he won't make the final squad.
No.
He's a good player.
I think
Class-
one of them do.
class for a
Do you
Spanish.
want
I
me
think
to
one of
upset
them do.
everybody now?
Yeah.
Right, I wouldn't take him. I'd take Archie Gray. Because I think Archie Gray is fantastic. I think he's an absolutely superb player. He would be my number one signing for Arsenal in the summer. Archie Gray from Leeds. Because I'd get rid of Partey and I'd get rid of Jorginho.
Potty's going anyway, isn't he? So that's all that.
Hopefully. He's on 200 grand a week, that guy is. Stealing a living. But I'd have Archie Gray playing defensive midfield.
Fair enough.
I think he's superb. And I'd take him over what?
Yeah. So forwards, Bellingham,
Yeah,
Bowen,
yeah,
Eze,
yeah.
Foden,
Yep.
Gordon,
Yep.
Grealish,
Yep.
Kane, Maddison, Palmer, Saka, Tony, and Watkins. Best forwards in the world.
You don't need Tony and Watkins.
Tony's the only one I don't think should be there, and the reason is he's the same player Kane is,
Just not as good.
just not as good.
Watkins
Do you
deserves
want-
it.
Do you want penalty shootout? Do you want Ivan Toney taking a penalty though?
For
He'd probably
me,
bet on himself, wouldn't he?
Would you'd bring him on in the 119th minute of extra time?
That for me is a waste of a place. I'd drop Tony and I'd keep Watkins. Because if you've got a game where Kane's being marked out of it, you bring Watkins on for his pace.
Yeah.
Tony hasn't got it. He plays the same game Kane does. If Kane's being marked out of a game, Tony's got no chance.
I'm going to upset some people now.
Shocker.
I like it. I wouldn't take Grealish.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Because I just don't think he's been at the races.
I think he's a good player, but he's not going to add anything to an England side. He's not going to be the player to come on.
Hasn't played
Is he better than Palmer?
No.
Palmer has basically carried Chelsea. He's plonked Chelsea on his shoulders and gone, I'm fucking taking you somewhere. And he's carried them this season. So for me, Palmer is definitely starting over Grealish.
He was up for a move, wasn't he, Grealish?
But then, going on top of that, you got Eze, who's had an absolute stormer at Crystal Palace. You got to think the last 10 games he was like 4th in the form chart.
Yeah.
It's like absolutely ridiculous.
Thing is though, with Eze, how does he get to play with the players that are ahead of him in his position? How is he even going to get minutes at the Euros?
No, but this is what I'm saying. I put Eze above Grealish. I put Bowen ahead of Grealish. I'm definitely putting fucking Palmer ahead of him. So for me, Grealish just gets cut.
Bowen's been fantastic this season.
Yeah.
Eze is the second choice left winger in my opinion.
Yeah. Palmer first, and then
No. Palmer doesn't play left wing.
Why do people keep putting Palmer on a wing?
Nah.
He doesn't play wing.
Anthony Gordon needs to start at left wing.
There you go.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like people keep saying to me online,
Palmer
go,
doesn't get.
I know you're an Arsenal fan and you think Saka should start. I think Palmer should play. I'm right. Why? What have you got that tells anybody Palmer should go above Saka in Saka's position?
Palmer's more of a 10, more of a supporting striker.
Saka doesn't play the same position as Palmer. Bellingham does. And Palmer's been great, but he's no Bellingham.
Exactly. Like we said a minute ago, has to be in the midfield. Here we go. Let's see who our starting 11 would be.
We know it's Pickford.
There's no point in even putting your own keeper in there because Pickford's number one.
I don't like Pickford, but I agree.
Yeah.
Pickford is the most.
My choice
infuriating
isn't
goalkeeper.
going, so there's no point there.
Your choice what?
The keeper I'd choose isn't
Pope.
going. Yeah, Pope.
Yeah, it would be Pope for me
I'd take
too.
Pope.
Yeah, I think
So say with the goalkeepers we've got, it's Pickford in goal.
Yeah.
Right back, we all agree Walker.
Yeah.
Has to be Stones and Quansah, of course. Has to be Quansah. No, I'm joking. No.
For me, it's Maguire.
I agree.
Stones
I
and Maguire.
wouldn't play Maguire.
I know you wouldn't. So who are you
I
playing?
wouldn't play Maguire. I don't think he's good.
Branthwaite.
So who you?
I'd put Branthwaite in.
But it's Branthwaite or Maguire.
Yeah.
Left
and then
back.
left back, I'm putting Joe Gomez.
Gomez.
Has to be. People keep saying put Trippier ahead of Gomez. First of all, Trippier's been injured most of the season.
And he's a right back.
He's a right back, but he's playing left back for England. Has been. When Shaw hasn't
Yeah,
been
but it's
there.
only because we've got nobody else. It's not
Exactly,
He's fantastic at it. It's just because we've got nobody else.
To go as left back. So now we're playing 4-3-3 in the midfield. Everyone has to agree in the midfield.
Rice, Bellingham, Foden.
Yeah.
He won't play that because it's Southgate and he's a negative manager, but has to be that. So Palmer doesn't get in because he plays more of a 10. Now the front three.
That's where you're going to get your differences.
I'm not going to lie. That's
Yeah.
where I was trying to put Palmer in because I think he needs to start. But
Yeah.
where else you
Kane
but
100%
again,
is gonna
you
be
could.
striker,
Yeah, you
regardless.
know that. So you could throw Foden on the left if you really wanted to.
I think you
He
miss
looks
a lot
lost.
from Foden. when he's
Foden
on
got
left.
Premier League player of this season playing in the number 10.
Yeah.
He went from a Man City coming up to a sub to partly playing to now being the main man. KDB's
one of the world's best.
Yeah, KDB was injured at the start of the season. Who do they turn to? Foden. He grabbed
Do you
the
know what
chance.
you barely noticed.
I know.
KDB was
He
out.
came when they were losing against United. KDB came off with what 22 minutes to go.
Yeah.
What does that say? Alvarez came on his place.
Yeah.
They didn't take Foden off.
I mean, for me, I am playing Foden in the middle because I'm playing Anthony Gordon on the left with Saka on the right with Kane obviously up top.
That's it.
So the only difference for us would be one of the centre
Centre-backs, yeah.
Everything else is the same.
Yeah.
Now, 4 people in this room can agree on 11,
10.
right? On 10, yeah. But we can kind of make arguments for the 11.
Yeah.
So there's not much difference. And I would say most people listening or in the UK will probably agree. But Southgate won't do it.
No.
He's going to do something...
You'll have Declan Rice and Trent Alexander-Arnold, both DMs. You'll probably have Bellingham.
As a 10.
Then you'll have Foden on the left.
Oh,
Kane up front. Saka on the right. Definitely have his mate Pickford in there. Definitely have Maguire.
This does sound
because he always plays Maguire. Stones, Walker.
But that's when I question
Trippier on the
that's when I
left-hand
question Pickford, right? Because we have the players now where we can play it out from the back,
side.
and with Stones, with Gomez for Liverpool, not quite Maguire. He tries, but seen all that stuff for United. You got Walker who plays for City. You've got Rice and Bellingham, but you know that Pickford's going to play it long. He always does. How are we going to succeed if he does that?
Yeah, he's going to hit his target man. You know, little man Saka. Perfect target man.
If we play,
He does
Five
so.
foot
He
five.
spreads it wide to the wingers
All the
who are, like
time.
tiny, and they just get.
Gordon's not exactly massive either.
No,
but then he cries. He's like, "Oh, where were you?"
you know what though? I will give
I was down
Pickford.
here, mate.
Yeah.
One thing I
Well,
will
the
give
defenders
Pickford, and the one thing I do like about Pickford is when it comes to England, he is so passionate. And when his defence are letting him down, he's you know what I mean? He's having a full-blown Benny, and I actually like that.
No, I like
He
him.
does-
I like keeper to
he-
be vocal.
No, but he's beyond passionate. He is like what I want to see from a goalkeeper. No, that's Groblon.
Yeah, he was pretty bad, wasn't he? It's no wonder his legs were shaking and when they faced the penalty.
He hadn't had a whiskey for 5 minutes.
Just got the shakes.
I guess so.
But yeah, so we basically all agree on the England team.
Yeah, but Southgate
And
does.
I think during the friendlies, it should be none of them playing.
No, it shouldn't. It should be the fringe.
It should be Ramsdale or
Jones.
Henderson
Mm.
or even
Yeah.
Trafford.
It needs to be the fringe players. The fringe
100%.
players need to prove
Can
their worth.
you cope at this level?
Yeah.
This is a way to find out.
So
Playing
what
you
we're
at that
saying,
level.
so what we want from the first friendly. So we want to see.
Let's go.
For me, I
let's go
go
with
Dean
Henderson.
Henderson
Go
in
with
goal.
Henderson in that.
So at left back, I'm playing Luke Shaw because I want to know
Yeah.
if he's fit.
100%.
Then I'm playing Branthwaite and
Dunk.
I'm going to say Konza. I want to see what Konza's going to do. And then on a right back, I mean,
Haven't really got many choices.
do you play Trippier just to
You're going to
see
have
if
to
he's
play
fit?
Trippier just to see about fit. Same as Shaw.
So then
you
I'm
make it
playing.
through 9
So then
minutes?
I'm playing Trent in front of him.
Yeah.
Then you want to see
Palmer.
what Palmer can do,
Yeah.
and for me, maybe Conor Gallagher, because I
Yeah.
think he's up for the chop.
Yeah. Gallagher and
I
Palmer.
actually want to see. I'd play Gordon because he's not had much England stuff. So although we agree that he starts, I think I want to
Who would
see
you
him
put on
play
the
a game.
right
On the right,
Who do we have right wing apart from Saka? Bowen.
Bowen,
Bowen on the right.
yeah, and then
Watkins up front.
Watkins up front.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
I think it's a great idea. Again, it should be
Because you need
working
to
out.
try the
Yeah.
players at that level to see whether they can cope at that level.
Mm.
You know, you don't put someone in the conference to see whether or not they can face play Man United and Liverpool every week.
No.
So if you want to know if someone can cope at international level, play them at international
Or do you
level.
play? Or you play in Eze somewhere as well?
Eze, yeah,
He needs to get minutes
Eze over
just
Gordon
to.
then? Because he's a left-sided
Yeah.
player, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah,
Or you do like a 50-50 split. So in one half you play half your regulars, half your newbies, and then in the second half you rotate it out so that you get like
like your defensive 11 in the first half,
yeah,
and then put Kane and Saka.
or
in
like
the
for
second
example,
half.
say you're starting two defenders are Maguire and Johnston. Yeah, they're the two you're going to start with. Just say they are. You swap them out. So one half is Stones, and then the second half is Maguire, and then you rotate whoever you want.
Hamza in the first half.
Yeah,
Wait in the second.
and that way
Okay.
you've still got your core head, but then you've got that sort of making a team. Because obviously, one of the biggest arguments about when you buy centre backs is, do they work together well? The best defences always have a good partnership. It's about that partnership between defenders.
That's the reason ours should be 90.
And this is where, if one of them's injured, who do you put in? And that's where you sort of have to look at. So that's why I would always play one key player, one fringe to
Makes sense.
see where it works. And then in the
Yeah.
next friendly, you do the same again, but you do the
But opposite
fringe.
amateur.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That's how
I
I
like
do
your
it.
way of thinking. But my prediction is that England will lose because we'll go 1-0 and then go to a flat back 11.
Yeah.
Well, I
And then
got
we'll struggle.
Slovakia in a sweepstake, and my reply was, well, I've probably got more chance than England. So
Really.
So do we all agree that Rashford being left out is the correct decision?
Yes.
100,000,000%.
The way he's played has been shocking this season.
absolutely.
However, I'm not totally against him coming to Arsenal because I don't think he'd be that bad in our dressing room.
So Paul
Clip-
Merson said that
clip
he
that.
would take Rashford because of his big game experience, and
Well, we've had more
he's a
big games
player
than we
you
have.
could. He's a player that you could throw on that's done it, and if he is
Done
world
what?
class
Hang on,
like he
done
has
what?
been, it glimpses.
Hang on.
Does he add
Big
something?
game player who you can throw on to do it, just
No,
like
no,
we
no,
did
no,
in
no.
the Euro final.
He said he's got big game experience. He didn't call him a big game player.
Yeah,
No.
but just like he did in the Euros, where he got thrown on to take. Oh,
Penalty and missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah,
we
just the
can't-
person you
We
want.
can't
yeah.
criticise that. We can't criticise
be
players for
fair,
this penalties.
Saka missed a penalty, and he's been golden since.
But on that, at the time when Saka came on to do it, Saka was not a star leading player for Arsenal.
That's true.
He was a passenger, like the lads that were saying. Hear me out. He was. He wasn't a starter.
I think he was a starter. I don't think Arsenal were
Definitely
the.
a starter.
There were more experienced players that should have taken penalties
Yes.
on that
100%.
one.
Yeah.
But-
And they bottled it because
Yeah,
they didn't
I
want the
totally agree.
pressure.
Rashford's been around for what, 6 years, 7 years?
It's been a while.
A
Yeah.
lifetime.
So he was the kind of player that you stand there and go, he's your big game player. He's the one. But he came on and bottled it. So the fact of the matter is, what Merson's saying, and we all know Merson chats shit,
Yeah.
is, oh yeah, he's the kind of player you want in these situations. No, he isn't. Because the one time we needed him to do it, he fucking bottled it. Not the player we need. I'm glad he's staying at home.
I mean, Kane missed a penalty against France.
Yeah. We all knew that was going to happen.
But he's also scored like 10,000
Yeah,
goals.
but you
in
know
his
why
career,
he-
So he's like,
So he was up against a goalkeeper who knows him intimately, probably very intimately,
wow.
and
Yeah.
World
it was
exclusive.
the biggest penalty of his life. It was the
That's
biggest
gonna
penalty
be
of his
clipped.
life. Say again.
That's going to be clipped.
Yeah. I might be the title.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Kane knows
Kane
Lloris
intimate with
intimately.
Kane and Lloris.
But yeah,
How
So-
intimate.
but they know each other. Obviously, any training they do, he's going
Yeah,
to know
true.
him really well. It's the biggest penalty he'd ever taken. I knew the second he put the ball on the spot, he was going to bottle it.
That's a bit harsh.
And then while he's on the ball, he stood there for longer than he ever has, thinking about it.
He did something.
And that's one thing you should never do as a penalty
Absolutely.
taker. Think.
It's one
The-
thing you should
so
never do as
that
a
penalty-
striker. If you've got too much time to think, you'll miss it.
Absolutely.
That's
So that's where Kane
Yeah.
that's where Kane messed it up. But normally you put your house on him. Because normally he's very assured, puts the ball down, he knows where he's going, the other keeper doesn't have a fucking clue, and he hits it. He's put that ball down and gone, shit, this guy knows me. I train with him every day. So then he's thinking, right, he knows I go that way, but when I'm against someone who knows I'm going that way, I'll go that way. So he's going to go, and then he's just sort of confused himself, and then
Yeah,
thought,
I'd
fuck
agree.
it, I'm just going for power.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And then he fucked it. So that penalty, you kind of got to give him that little bit of.
No.
I would.
No.
No, he's.
Fuck.
He fucked.
Wanker.
Or
But my point is.
or somebody else should have took the penalty.
Yeah.
Hadn't he already taken one in that game?
No.
I thought he'd already scored one in that game. And that was his second one. And
I
that's
think
why
so.
I'm sure he'd already scored one.
Yeah.
So when he stepped
Yeah.
up, I'm sure my
But
words
either way-
were, you shouldn't take two
No.
in one
But
game.
either way, the fact of the matter was, he overcomplicated it for himself, and it was the situation and the opposition that got to him. On a normal day against a goalkeeper who doesn't go against him any day, I'm happy for him to take a penalty. It's just the fact that Lloris has obviously, every time they've done penalty training, he's gone
Yeah,
against
well-
Lloris.
We got the message. They know each other intimately.
Yeah, that's absolutely
Intimately.
fine. Right,
They're way too close.
we're spending too long on this. FA Cup.
FA Cup, I'm glad City didn't win it.
Yeah, I was glad United won.
United
I
did
wanted
well,
them to
played
do
well,
it.
deserved to
It
win.
was a good
But
game.
City didn't show up.
It was, as a neutral, it was a really good game.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
I
watched-
actually enjoyed it.
I watched it expecting City to win 5 or 6, and then they just turned it up. They played some good football.
Yeah.
United did.
Really good.
I watched
The
the
second
last
goal's
6
class.
minutes of the game, and I thought it was a great game.
It shows.
I spent that 2 hours in here trying to set this up.
It shows
Because it's
that.
been shocking lately. So I wanted it to sound a little bit better this week. So I hope for everybody listening it actually sounds
Dedication.
a little better.
Mm.
'Cause I
You're
missed the
scoring
FA Cup
on at the
final
what?
for this.
Can we
Yeah,
please get a
he's
bunch of
a good
emails saying
sell.
how shit it is?
Well, we get that anyway.
No, I meant the sound quality just to upset
I
you.
mean, at least we've got Yov on this week, so they're not going to call everybody on screen overweight
I mean,
as we
not,
normally get.
Yeah. How many cameras are on you?
Yeah, diabetes FC. That one, to be fair, was quite funny.
it's been a pleasure, boys. It's been an absolute
So-
pleasure.
We have to touch on it just before we finish, because I saw the look of joy on Tinroo's face when he thought we were ending it, when he said. So we've
It's
got to
been-
talk about the Championship playoff final.
What a game!
I'd like to summarise
Summarise
the
away.
game from my point of view
As a neutral.
that was really
Well, you've got
looking
two
forward.
neutral views, and
Yeah,
then
so-
We've got 2 neutral views. So I was looking forward to a very entertaining, hard-fought battle between 2 quality sides from the Championship, desperate to get into the Premier League.
Yeah.
And I've never been more disappointed in a football game in my life.
To be fair, though, isn't that every year in the playoff final? No team wants to lose. You always watch it thinking spectacle. No, drab. No one wants to lose. It's tight, and we got another one today. It was poor.
The thing for me is, Leeds wanted to win it, Saints didn't want to lose it. Saints broke, got the goal, decent finish, can't argue with that.
yeah,
And then you literally just built a wall.
defensive masterclass.
Good ball. Yeah,
You went all
defensively good.
Donald Trump, you built a wall, and none of your foreigners were getting past them.
It was It was a superb defensive display. I've got to say, the first 10 minutes of a game, my word, Leeds really
Onslaught.
onslaught, and I was like, oh dear,
But they couldn't finish the dinner.
no.
They were getting there, and the football they played was great. They were getting into position, they were on the edge of the box, and then they finished.
Nobody
like
wanted
they'd
to
never
take that
played football
shot.
Before.
Yeah.
Shocking.
There were a few shots being taken by Leeds, but sort of skying it so far over the bar.
Look at the free kick.
Yeah.
In the second half.
What was it?
Hit
Yeah.
Zed.
87th, 88th minute of the game. Who was it? Was he all right?
Somerville,
Dan
wasn't
James.
it?
Yeah,
No, not the
Oh.
not the crossbar.
Wasn't it Somerville
What's his
that took
name?
that free kick?
Yeah, some of
Yeah.
it was
Straight
free kick.
into space.
yeah.
That was shocking.
I mean, it was nervy because it was just 1-0. It was squeaky bum. It was horrible watching it.
Even for me, it was horrible.
It was just horrible because I'm
I
thinking,
think they're
are Leeds are they gonna score? Are they gonna?
At
break
no
things?
point did I think we were going to score.
Yeah,
He was very pessimistic from start to finish.
I
And
imagine.
then after you scored,
That's
Yeah.
because
Wow.
the game just went shit. Well, it was shit anyway, but it went really shit because Southampton just went, oh, we're just forgetting to sit in the box. And that was it. Wank.
I'm
Did-
okay with it.
oh, I bet you are because you're in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't.
The guy, may I add, who earlier on said he wanted to win the championship and stay in the championship.
Yeah.
I like winning.
To be fair, in the car ride here, he said he's going to miss the championship.
Yeah.
fucking hell.
Lack of but next year,
He
who
wouldn't
knows?
have. See, he'd have been appreciative of getting promoted. You,
I'm happy we
Right.
got promoted. I cheered and, you know, I bounced around. I've got a smile on my face. You know, it is always best to be
of course it is. It's good.
Premier League,
Everyone
and
wants to be
I remember.
promoted.
and maybe
conversation-
I'm down a bit just in case it wasn't going to happen,
Yeah.
so I can be like, yeah, I didn't want it. Really went deep
We-
down, you know.
we had a
You know
conversation.
you want it.
We had a conversation, right? We were driving to football a couple months back. Didn't look like Southampton were going to get top 2. You were like, you know what? I think I want to stay in the Championship. You know, no VAR.
Yeah.
It's more passion,
Setting
more of a
himself
football
up for it,
experience.
don't they?
Yeah. And today he's like, yeah, I'll take the Premier League. Who wants to watch Championship? He said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to watch much of the Championship next season.
Because it'll be less games. It'll be only if...
You're going to have to because
Yeah. I'll watch Leeds when they're on... Because they'll be on
No, you
TV a
won't.
lot
No, you
next
won't.
year.
No, you
Excuse me.
won't.
Google the
Excuse me.
scores, stats.
I haven't spent this entire season since we started the podcast, or so November, watching Championship football. So you can come along, Mr. High and Mighty, and go, I'm not watching the Championship now. We're not in it, peasants.
The difference was I was watching Championship football over Premier League football on the Sundays when the games were on, whereas unless it's Leeds playing, I'm not going to be watching a Championship
Oh,
game
you've
over the
changed.
Premiership.
You've changed, you have.
Premier League scum.
Yeah.
Joking.
I'm
Welcome
not
to the Prem,
watching
mate.
Peasant football. I'm not watching the peasants. Ugh. Dreadful.
It's alright, I'll be back there next season.
Dreadful.
Yeah, one a season.
Every sat there going, did you watch the game? No, not
No,
interested.
not interested.
But-
Bit like when the Leeds were absolutely thumping Norwich. Did you watch it? No.
That's because don't play on a Thursday. Thursday night was Premier League darts. Has been
No,
for
that's
15
because
weeks.
What a final,
you had
by the way.
same attitude as he did in the semi-final. We don't win semis. We don't go through playoffs. And you're both exactly as negative as the other one.
But did I watch all 4 games?
I think you did, actually.
Oh, I did.
You did. You were still negative Nancy throughout
To
the
be
whole
fair,
game.
I still thought Norwich were going to beat
I watched 3 out of 4. Well,
It's just not good enough.
and it was
Next
Where's the
year,
commitment? Where
Next
is the
season,
commitment?
he's going to watch 4 Leeds games. And that's it.
He won't
Because
even
the
watch
rest is
4.
just-
Won't
I
even
bet
make
he
4.
watches 4.
no, I watch more.
Will you fuck?
I watch.
Highlights.
5.
Nah.
What he'll do is he'll go on that. He'll realise that
4
we.
in the first half.
Yeah.
He'll realise that like we've got a game coming up, and he's missed it. And he's like, oh shit! And he'll go on Sky Sports, and he'll go, oh, there's a highlight. Oh yeah, it was a really good game. Yeah.
Oh, what channel is the Championship highlights on this year?
Yeah.
Channel 4,
I
Channel 3?
can't remember. It's that long since we've been there.
Yeah. I don't look down.
When does the FA Cup start again? Oh no, we have to wait
Yeah.
now, don't we? Because we don't join till January.
Yeah.
Dreadful.
Doesn't look downwards, only looks up.
To be fair, you only join the FA Cup in January when you're in the Championship as well. I
Yeah,
think you'll
actually.
find, yeah.
Is it round
Yeah.
2? Round 2, you guys?
No, round,
Round 3.
3.
Always round 3.
Oh, that's something you can't take the high road about then. Oh, that's a
Exactly.
shame, isn't it?
Congratulations,
It's just the
Southampton.
League Cup you get that extra.
Oh, he's still got the horse that he's going to jump on.
Yeah.
Right, I think...
I'm going to watch every game just to prove you wrong. Like when you said that I don't listen to the pod, so then I went out and definitely listened to it.
He doesn't listen to the pod?
Yeah. And you know what the
Listen
pisser
to the
is?
first one, by the way, because we were asking him questions the week after he'd missed.
Yeah.
And he went, I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah.
And the best part was these two had the fucking nerve to go, oh, Becton Ribs doesn't listen to this. So I was actually,
Oh, I actually called him-
as I was messaging him, I'm messaging him as I'm listening,
Yeah.
I actually called him names last week on the
Yeah.
podcast.
giving me
'Cause
shit.
I said to him, it don't matter anyway, the Bella's not going to listen to it. And
To
then
it-
he sent me a message going, yeah, I'm just at a halfway point.
And unlike Jim Jam, I do my homework.
Yeah.
Birds.
So,
I only got
there you
stung
go.
once.
So we're going to end it there. We're on nearly an hour just for the second half.
Doesn't surprise
So
me.
I might have to split this half again just to make it easier listening. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much to Yo.
It's been a pleasure,
for joining
guys.
us. And hopefully you can join us again in the future at some point.
I'm always
when we've
available
got
for you
more
guys.
to talk about or more to slag your team off for.
To be
That'd
fair, I
great.
thought there'd be more. I thought there'd be more slagging off. I feel unscathed.
So I think we need to.
I
Yeah,
think
I'll
we've
be
had too
back
much
on. We'll be
other
back.
shit to talk about.
Hopefully with this manager. We know what.
Oh, there's gonna be loads of
what they're
shit.
like. So thank you very much for listening, and we shall catch you next week.